Ted Jones messed with the wrong melon farmers.
Ted Jones, I also call him the eighth wonder of the real estate world.
Ted Jones, who knows, it could be.
Ted Jones?
The Ted Jones World Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the 33rd episode of the Ted Jones World Podcast, Part 2. We just did this whole thing before, and producer Pat didn't press record, but hey, this is one of his first mistakes, so we're gonna let it slide.
It usually records automatically. I know I've never had to press record, and I clicked it at the end. It didn't.
100% not blaming you, bro. How you been since 5 minutes ago when I saw you? We were just trying to figure this whole thing out.
Dude, I've been good so far. I've been good since.
Don't be rattled. All good.
I'm not rattled, man. I'm calm, cool, collected.
Clean this episode up. We still have everything we're going to talk about. And don't worry, ladles and gentlemen. So as you can see, if you're watching via video or you're listening on Spotify, we'll tell you that Pat and I are not in our normal places. I myself am at my daddy's house in Long Island in a spare room, and Pat is at his mommy and daddy's house. So we're doing it a little bit differently here. But Pat,
most unkempt now.
What?
I said my bed's all unkempt now.
Most importantly, Pat, how are you doing, dude? How are you handling this quarantine? You went from Manhattan to your home in Connecticut, your parents' home, and how long have you been there? A couple days or what?
I came home Sunday, and it is now Wednesday.
Okay, so a few days. Chilling. How's it going?
Daddy, can you come pick me up?
Oh, and he did. Made the full round trip. Because, dude, I mean, there's not really a safe way to get anywhere right now, especially unless you know someone and where they've been. But I've been hearing a lot about relatives who live in Long Island or Jersey or Connecticut and such who have been coming to New York City and picking up their kids, friends, family.
I sat in the back seat and we both wore masks when he came to get me.
What, you both sat in the back seat with masks?
I sat in the back seat. I said he drove, and then we were both wearing masks.
Well, at least you're both being safe, and also your dad's around the hospital sometimes, so he
every day.
Yeah.
Can't be too safe.
What?
So you can't be too safe,
Bro. So speaking of being too safe, in terms of reopening the government, which your boy Donnie T, Donald Trump, whatever they call him, the dictator right now. Whenever Donald Trump thinks that he is going to be reopening the government, he's probably wrong. The guy wanted to open for Easter like 2 weeks ago. That was just a crazy thought. And Andrew Cuomo is telling Trump, like, dude, you got to chill. We really need to open up slowly. And even Fauci is saying this. The doctor spokesperson, I suppose, for the White House is kind of telling Trump to lay off and, just sort of cool it, especially since this coronavirus COVID-19 situation can travel 13 feet and can be even on your clothes or on your shoes. So, Pat, now you understand why I have you take off your shoes in the stew, bro. We don't want to track it.
This whole time for years, it's just so
this whole time, man. I was ready for the pandemic. Been ready for it.
Nice, good to know.
I mean, I do eat a fair amount of canned foods or like packaged things that are like microwavable.
Is that bad?
Microwavable, yes. Canned, apparently the lining is getting better right now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I don't fully know that. On the screen here it says Ted M. I'm not sure why. I'm sure that just means Ted. I'm not sure why it doesn't say Ted Joe.
Isn't your middle name like Marky or something?
No, so I don't know why it says.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It should say Ted Jones, but that would have been a good save if my middle name was Marky. Yeah, I have been hitting the gym, trying to be like your boy Marky Mark in my underwear.
How's that going? How's your lifts going?
It's great, dude. You love blasting one out and then getting a quick run. You know,
Last
have you
one out.
have you been lifting at all in your house or what?
Yeah, I get a little setup down. Got a little Bowflex, a little free weights.
Oh wow, the Bowflex. I don't know if I've talked to anyone who fully has like that
I mean,
setup.
we've had
What
it,
is the
my
Bowflex?
dad's had it since like the 90s.
Oh, okay.
It's actually pretty legit. Huh?
It still works well?
Yeah, it's like doing a cable workout, and then he has like the free weights where you can like turn the little dial and change the weights, the weight
Oh,
amount.
right. And it can like attach to like the things on the outside of it,
Yeah.
the fat or whatever. Those have been around for forever. Those are actually
Those work well too. Yeah,
right.
so I'm getting my my fitness on, you know. But it's
Right.
hard to stay
Because
motivated.
that's the only thing that we're allowed to do. We're allowed to eat and get our fitness on.
Yeah.
I mean, in the comfort of our homes, of course. And also some other good news. Dr. Fauci, who is the head of the allergy organization in America. I don't know what to fully call it because I don't
The
know.
allergy organization in America.
Yeah, I don't even know. Yeah, dude, I don't even know. Whatever. If you've watched TV, you've seen Dr. Fauci talk, and he's pretty reputable. And he said we're seeing a rather dramatic decrease in need for hospitalization in terms of reopening the economy. Fauci said it was difficult to predict, but could potentially start in some ways next month. Now, Fauci has been, I'd say, rather in the middle in terms of not really giving Trump too much credit and not really selling him out. But I think that that's why he's being so vague, being like, I guess some things could start to reopen. But like, what's going to reopen? Like the dry cleaners? I can't really see how anything could fully open in May.
Cleaners are still open. That's essential.
What?
Cleaners are still open.
No, but like dry cleaners?
Yeah, the cleaners next door, dry cleaner next door to my apartment is still open.
Those
I
are,
think those are essential. Those are essential.
But do they have washing machines?
What do you mean? Oh, I don't know. They do dry cleaning, yeah, and just full wash and fold laundry service.
Right, but that might be different. Like dry cleaning and
Just dry cleaning.
And like washer service where you actually have machines might be different. I don't really know too many setups that don't have both, but if you just have machines and if you're just doing dry cleaning and you don't have machines, it might not be deemed essential. But I don't really know. But so in New York, it's an executive order now that was issued by Governor Andrew Cuomo that you have to protect your face when you're outside, where you can't really social distance, like I guess on the subway, bus, or anytime you really go inside in New York. So Harvard also did I guess sort of scenario where social distancing might be a thing until 2022. How does that sound to you, bro?
I don't know, man. That means we can't hold hands till 2022.
You know, it's a bummer. Harvard I didn't go to, but if you check out Ted Jones World on IG, you'll see that there's a little clip of me in a Harvard sweatshirt because I can wear whatever sweatshirt I want to, right, Pat?
Yeah, I have a Yale sweatshirt that I wear all the time. Did I go to Yale?
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
I got a Clemson shirt right here. Did I go to Clemson? No, but I can still wear it. It's a free country.
Oh, what the heck was that doing so close by? Clemson University, South Carolina. Great football program.
I'm in the middle of spring cleaning. And I came home and I'm cleaning out like all my old clothes from when I was a kid. So they're like in bins right now.
What are you going to do with them?
Donate them.
All right. You know what? If anyone wants any producer Pat's gear, spring cleaning clothes, DM us over here, Ted Jones World on IG. Hit us up, Ted Jones World at gmail.com. He literally just flashed the Yale shirt that he has. So that's great. Just repping a ton of colleges. And then also speaking of another college, Boston University, people at Boston University have been talking about just potentially not even thinking about having classes in person until 2022. So in between now and then, I guess all classes would be online, but who would pay $50,000 to $60,000 a year to go to college and have it all be online?
I don't know, man. No
Just
one.
don't- yeah, well, I mean, I guess you wouldn't have any dorm situation, so it'd be a little cheaper.
Yeah.
But still, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Do you think that people? Do you know anyone who's like in your family or close to you right now who's in college that had to go home?
Well, my sister just graduated from Syracuse recently, like within the last year, and she had a lot of friends who were abroad in places like Italy and Spain and had to leave way early. Like, had to leave.
So are they like getting reimbursed for the
in February.
3 months that they didn't go to college?
Are they getting reimbursed? No, because I think a lot of people are still doing online classes.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like that's what they're really accounting for. Like I really can't imagine that.
But like their meal plans and like all that.
Imagine that like colleges looking forward are really expecting an increase in revenue from this year. So I really don't think refunds are happening. And once you pay for it, you pay for it. And for example, you paid for your gym membership for a full year up front, right?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts in terms of getting that money back? I mean, how many months are you gonna end up missing out on? Do you know?
I'm not going to try and get money back, but they have to extend my.
Right.
Well, they don't have to. I guess they can do whatever they want, but
They
I ask them politely to give me an extra however many months we end up, because it officially closed on March 8th, and it's well past a month now.
Right. How many months did you have it up until March 8th?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think I signed up last August or September, so I was there for almost like 8 months, I guess. 9 months, 7 months, 6 months. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy that like 7 months ago when we started this podcast, if I told you that Kobe would have died and we'd have to sit in our houses and not go outside and you and I not chill and cuddle, I'd be like, dude, you're crazy. This is not happening. So who knows, man? Who knows what's really gonna happen? 6ix9ine, the rapper, trolling rapper with the rainbow hair, out of jail. I don't know if his sentence is forbeared, meaning he has to go back, when this is all cleared up, or what? Unclear to me. A lot of people I know are getting out of jail. Not a lot of people that I know specifically are getting out of jail, but I'm hearing that they're kind of loosening up the jails in terms of amount of people and crowdedness because they don't want this spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, a lot of my boys have gotten out.
Yeah, so free more of Pat's boys over there.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that those are low-level crimes. You know what I'm saying, Pat?
White collar crimes only.
Yeah, bro. Just strictly finesse.
Pre-check.
And saying it like that.
Yeah.
So speaking of rats, I guess, because 6ix9ine only got a year sentence in jail because he ratted out on a ton of his boys. And
nice segue. Nice. Did you practice that one?
You like that? That was a quick segue. The rats in New York and places like New Orleans, bro, are going crazy. They're taking the streets back. I'm sure as you were in your little neighborhood, while trendy, you saw a bunch of rats, bro, in Manhattan. Am I right?
I do live in a trendy neighborhood, and there are also a lot of rats. Actually, I saw more rats in my old neighborhood than I do now, to be honest. But yes, there are rats.
Well, apparently in places like New Orleans, where they have the French Quarter, or I'm not sure fully what it's called, but the place where they have restaurants, it's just like a line of bars and restaurants, and like those not having an insane amount of garbage every single night. Like the rats are going crazy and potentially eating each other, if that's what it comes down to. But they're very hungry, man. It looks like Armageddon out there, bro. Are you ready for cannibalism? Forget capitalism, Pat. Are you ready for cannibalism?
Yeah, dude, I'm going to lose all of my weight so no one wants to eat me. I want to be super lean. You're getting all jacked up, so people are going to want to eat you first. I'm going the opposite way, I'm going to stop working out, get really thin so no one wants to do all that work just to eat meat that has no fat on their bones,
Well, what do you think is more delicious to eat on a human body?
Fat. No, obviously fat. It's every animal with fat.
I feel like if I'm trying to get jacked, then I just put on more muscle, and then people won't want to eat.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
People are gonna want to eat you if you put on fat, or if you're skin to the bone, you're good either way.
Yeah.
But if I became fatter during this time, I don't know, dude. Then people.
Wait, are you packing? Looks like you're packing on a few LVs there.
Bro, I mean, I'm not trying to get eaten, dude. All right, dude. No food until.
I'm kidding, dude. You look
That's
fine. You look good with your deep
thanks.
V-neck. Dude.
Dude,
That's-
Giulio Gallerati last week on episode 32 talking about my widow speak, but I don't know.
Yeah, what happened? It's gone. Would you shave it off? Oh, no, it's still there.
No, dude, my hair just started growing back. But anyway, the calls to 311 in New York for public service have gone up just with like rats in the streets crying
Bro,
and bleeding all over the place.
I need a, speaking of hair, dude, like, I need like, any barbers out there that are doing house calls, come over with your mask and line your boy up because it's getting bad.
No gloves needed, just strictly mask. Get your
Yeah, I got sanitizer for you. I got masks if you need it. We're all good. Just someone hit me up.
Respect that. Hit him up. Pat Charmel, IG. And also, Ted Jones World on IG, tedjonesworld@gmail.com. What are you thinking? Like, rate, subscribe, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast. What's your preference? Pat, some good news, I guess, out of the weird quarter in America. Well, everything's been super weird, man. But this is the first March since 2002 we didn't have a school shooting. So I guess that's a plus. But like it being an Armageddon situation, or that's what people are kind of treating it like, buying guns right now, not really bad. I've never really been a gun guy. Maybe I've been to a rifle range one time 10 years ago. I don't know, not really for me.
It's a little intimidating. It looks fun, but I remember I went to a bachelor party this past like October.
In Texas, right?
I think I told you about it. Yeah, it was like on a ranch in Texas, and they had like AR-15s and like snipers and like Colt 45 handguns and like 45 Magnum. I mean, and it's like very intimidating actually holding it and shooting it. It's kind of like, oh, this is like kind of scary.
That's crazy. Just even all those names. I feel like I only know gun names from rap songs. Like I put the 45 on my waist. I feel like that's a big gun. 22s from TV shows. Just like anything that it would be in pop culture, man. Watching a lot of TV. And anyways, I was talking about cannibalism earlier. So if you're into that, Pat and I just briefly spoke about what would you rather eat, muscle or fat on the human body. So the show that I was watching on Netflix, it's called The Platform. Pat, have you seen it?
No, I have not.
Okay, so it's about just basically, I'll give you guys the brief summary so I don't give you any spoilers. But these people are in jail, and every meal there's like there's a full spread of food that goes down like platform to platform to platform, and there's hundreds of platforms. And each month that you're in the jail, you get put on a different platform. So by the time it gets down to like whatever, number 50, chances are like all the food has already been eaten by all the people above you. So if you're like on one of these super low floors, like 50 or way below that, chances are you're not going to eat for that whole month. So you get put on like random floors and you never know which floor you're going to get put on. And if you get put on like one of the first 3 floors, then you have like an enormous spread of food that's supposed to be for like 500 people. But the thing is, all the people that are above them already eat all this crap because they're indulging and they're not thinking about portioning and sharing. So the people on the bottom sometimes resort to killing and eating other people.
Nice.
Pretty fresh. Quite scary though. I don't recommend watching alone, Pat. I watched it alone. I was scared.
How long do you think you would last in that environment?
Well, I think it depends.
It depends on what floor you're on.
Give me a scenario, and I'll tell you how it would go.
In that context, or any like.
Well, I feel like being in this particular situation, like on the platform or whatever, it just all depends if you get lucky and you don't spend whatever it is 2 months in a row on a super low number where you don't get any food for 3, because then that's theoretically fasting and not eating anything for 60 days.
What if we're in like you've seen I Am Legend?
Start eating people. What?
You've seen I Am Legend?
I have, but not in a while. Great flick.
Well, basically,
too. Go ahead.
It's in it takes place in New York, and basically like it's just like a virus apocalypse, How long do you think you would last in that kind of situation? Like a real like apocalypse.
As Will Smith?
Not as Will Smith, as Ted Jones, as Ted M. Jones.
Bro, I think
We're in New York City. You couldn't like
after I ran out of food and only had water.
It doesn't. Yeah. Well, you'll have food. You'll have some. Like
What?
you have the. Have you seen I Am Legend?
I've seen, but not in a long time. That movie came out in what?
I mean, you can like kind of get food. You have the food that was in your house, but yeah, once you run out of food, you'll have to go out and get food, and there's like zombies everywhere.
I mean,
Okay,
I wouldn't go outside to eat a zombie, bro.
Okay, how about there's no zombies? There's no zombies, but like society, like New York is like done. Everything's like ruined. It's basically like barren, and
Right.
people are like
Wait.
sheltering.
You mentioned Society. There's also a show called Society, which I started to watch that like has teenagers in that exact circumstance. But anyway, continue. What do you say?
So like yeah, if you had to, and people are basically they start killing each other so they can take their food and whatever resources they have. How long do you think you would last?
Well, this goes back to if I was still afraid to shoot a gun, which I think that I would have to overcome that. You know,
I mean, I think you probably could pretty quickly.
Yeah. Okay. So I'd overcome, shooting with the guns. I don't know, because I think the only circumstance where I would really die would be if I got shot with a gun or somebody stabbed me.
Or you could.
I don't think that somebody would
Find food.
choke me to death. I don't think
Or
that
if you
is
couldn't find food.
what?
Or if you couldn't find food.
If I couldn't find food, I'd probably last and water, food.
Well,
and
you have to go out and find food. That's my point.
What do you mean find food though, dude? Can I eat groceries?
Yeah, well, you'd have to go and like loot a grocery store, but there's other people probably looting grocery stores.
The first thing I'm doing is looting the grocery store.
Okay,
That's what I'm doing.
but that's where you're most likely to get killed by someone else. Maybe they want something you're going for.
I wouldn't get killed over something like that. I think that I would last a reasonable amount of time compared to other people in this circumstance.
Okay, fair enough.
I wouldn't be fully going out and taking everything that I didn't need. I would only be really taking out stuff that I needed for that particular time period. And then I'd go back and I would just convince people to be reasonable, I think.
I don't think it works like that.
This, bro.
I don't think you can reason with people to be reasonable in an apocalypse.
Yeah, you can't reason with people to be reasonable in an apocalypse. That's also true, bro. So I don't really know how long I'd last. I'd say I'd be towards the upper 75 to 80% of people.
Wow.
In terms of I'd be in the 20% of people that are left. Let's say that.
Okay.
I'd last a little bit too. What do you think? Since we're putting percentage numbers on this.
Me, I don't know. I think I'd last longer than the average person, but I don't know how long. I feel like I'm pretty resourceful.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd say you and I are definitely both in the 50% that would be around.
Okay, I'd have to come over and change our life.
Okay, so basically, if we do the United States, there's 350 million people right now. Okay, so you say 175 million people died to this apocalypse. You and I are surviving, pal. Ted Jones World Podcast is still going on. Week freaking 720, whatever it may be. So, Pat, you and I will still be here. All of the listeners of Ted Jones World Podcast will give you some survival tips, maybe. So just hit us up on IG. Hit us up on emails. Let us know also what you want us to talk about. That was an insane topic. And hopefully it doesn't come to that, bro. But if you told us 7 months ago that Kobe was going to die in 2020, I would not believe you. And then if you told us that Pat and I couldn't cuddle in the studio, I wouldn't believe that either. Now, I'm joking when I say cuddle. I just mean, of course, sharing the couch as we usually do. As I said earlier, we're in an awkward environment for ourselves, Pat. We're back at our parents' house, man. So if somebody were to look at us just right now, what have we done in the past 11 years? Hey, we've done a lot. We're not always here, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Pat, I also saw Escape at Dannemora on Showtime. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
What is it called?
Escape at Dannemora, Dannemora on Showtime.
No.
Basically about these two prisoners who escaped from an upstate New York prison and had a lot of help from a woman who worked at the prison. She was sleeping with both of them, and it took years to get out. And Benicio del Toro is like the guy who produced the whole thing, and he also acted in it, and it was magnifique. I recommend that. Way less scary than The Platform. Definitely something you can enjoy alone. So I would watch it for sure. And Pat, I just wanted to see if you were going to be watching the MJ documentary this Sunday, April 19th, bro, at 9 p.m. What's it called? The Last Dance. I'm pumped for it, man. Episode 1 and 2.
Very good. It's gonna be very good.
You a big MJ fan or what?
I do. I like John. What's his Michael Jackson? Or Michael
Dude. Oh, dude, Michael Jordan. Pat's joking over here. Whew. Yes, of course.
I am an MJ fan. He's a good egg.
He's a good kid, as they say.
Yeah.
I definitely have some MJ gear that I will be hopefully. No, dude, I don't even have any MJ gear here.
Dude, I just have everything we're talking about with like in arm's reach, don't I?
Oh, you have some MJ gear in arm's reach. Pat just doing some spring cleaning. If anyone wants some gear from the producer Pat, what? If anyone wants some gear from the producer Pat, hit him up. He's probably not going to give you this very, very flossy MJ jersey that you just showed. Dude, what? Wait, why do you have so many MJ jerseys, Bob?
I have 2. That's not that many.
We talk about this. Oh, we're right. Yeah, but Pat, I guess, just knew we were going to be talking about MJ. So watch Escape at Dannemora.
No, I didn't know. They've just been there.
Yeah, I'm just joshing everyone. Watch Escape at Dannemora, Pat, at Showtime. It's a good flick. We don't even have to talk about it, bro. That's just for your viewing pleasure. It's like 7 episodes, an hour each. It'll take a week, probably shorter. It took me 3 days. So, Pat, as we get to the end of this episode 33, part 2, this has been great, bro. And I wanted to say, as a man and as a human, I respect you for turning off your phone during the night. Is that what you do over there? Is that why my texts at X AM don't go through to you?
Yes, that's why. I put it on airplane mode because I don't want the Wi-Fi scrambling my brain when I'm sleeping. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting thought, dude. So fist bumps are going to be the new norm. I understand. You and I usually fist bump, do we not?
Or foot bumps.
Yeah, we
Not even touch people.
A little Tootsie slides too.
Yeah, Tootsie slide.
It doesn't foot bump, does it? Whatever, the new Drake song. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know the TikTok dances. I feel like everyone also is a full TikToker now. Not really much to do, understood, except for drink, smoke, and eat. And I work out. Do some push-ups.
What do you think of Drake's mansion? I think it's pretty ugly.
What?
What do you think of Drake's mansion?
I think the inside is pretty cool, but it might just be a little bit overdone. It feels very
It looks like a mall. It looks like the lobby of a mall.
It doesn't feel very warm. It feels kind of cold-ish. But I mean, it's still very sick. The entire thing looks like it's made out of marble. I love the full basketball court, but I feel like it just needs to be brightened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like a little bit more white. What?
So maybe get some plants in there, you know?
Yeah, get some air going. So, Pat, you got anything else to say before we sign off here and go get our afternoon pumps on, dude, and get our lifts going?
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go hit the couch, bro, and have some snacks.
Nice.
So that'll be great. Everybody on Ted Jones World here, thank you so much for listening to episode 33 while you're running, while you're on the elliptical. If you're fortunate enough to have an elliptical in your house, that's crazy. Good for you. Whether you're just chilling, working from home, doing whatever, I hope you guys appreciated our new setups here. I have a globe here, just in case I want to see where anything is on the globe, on this, not flat Earth over here. I know we had an episode about flat Earth, but this is a round globe because we believe in the round globe. I don't really know what's going on with this sculpture behind me.
Napoleon Dynamite.
It's made out of like 4 Loco cans.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, and Red Bulls, dude. It's very chill. So next week we will have a special guest. Pat, you don't even know the special guest yet. I'll tell you offline. I don't want anyone to know, but she is an Instagram model. So we're going to talk to her about life and just everything that's been going on, since you can't really make too much money when you are unable to leave the house. But hey, there's always IG. Like, comment, subscribe, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. Thank you so much for joining episode 33. Pat, thank you as always. You look terrific. Did I mention that?
No.
All right, man. Well, you do. Have a great day, night, morning, everybody. Later.